Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is BMT, Business Minded Talk, Black Male Talk, if you want. Um, Pretty much having a conversation with you guys. I was sent an interesting show. Right now, I'm just waiting for some stuff to finish downloading. But I wanted to do a quick one. Shout out to Michelle for sending me this one. I know she wanted to. I'll just put out the window. I like some fresh air sometimes. She wanted to see where my mind was at for this conversation. So I said, you know what the hell? I'll do it real quick. I thought it was a very interesting story or a turn of events. So I said, why not? I don't have a problem. Let me see if I can grab it. I don't have a problem covering it. But I thought it was very interesting. I want to know. I want to know what is your take. I want to know what is your take on this. Do you think it was wrong? Do you think that she was wrong for doing what she did? Do you think it should have been done a different way? You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I don't know. I saw the story. I haven't fully looked at it, and I have mixed feelings about this. We asked for loyalty, right? You know that's the thing. Like how loyal does someone need to be to you? Or how loyal should they be? Should they turn a blind eye? Is this supposed to be a ride or die type of thing? Was this just? And I want your take on this. I want your take. Let me grab it. Copy. Mhm. All right. So let's get at it. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna allow her. I'm gonna let this story to play out, and then we can go from there. Okay. Let me grab the story for you real quick. I just want to knock this out. I want to just figure this out. Hang on, y'all. I'm trying to rush this. I usually don't rush. What? Okay, share screen. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Tell me what y'all think.
My baby dad the night before, and I was like, I heard you and Pookie robbed the bank or whatever, and they got awarded for you for like $20,000. I was like, so did you do it or whatever? And like when he confessed, and I was like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. So the next morning, I called the police and told them that my baby dad had confessed to robbing the bank or whatever. And so they came and locked them up, and I mean, if you do the crime, you do the time. So I got $20,000. That's more than what he was giving. So I mean, that's his loss. My kids won't see their father no more. I mean, he wasn't doing much no way. So it is what it is. People gonna say I'm a rat, but they don't understand I'm a single parent, and he wasn't paying his child support no way. So I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Old McDonald had a.
Yeah, I called my baby dad the night before, and I was like, I heard you and Pookie robbed the bank or whatever, and they got awarded for you for like $20,000. I was like, so did you do it or whatever? And like when he confessed, and I was like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. So the next morning, I called the police and told them that my baby dad had confessed to robbing the bank or whatever, and so they came and locked him up. And I mean, if you do the crime, you do the time. So I got $20,000. That's more than what he was giving. So I mean, that's his loss. My kids won't see their father no more. I mean, he wasn't doing much no way. So, you know, it is what it is. People gonna say I'm a rat, but they don't understand I'm a single parent and he wasn't paying his child support no way. So, I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Oh, big gun.
All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're coming on there and like the video, what's going on, Sexy Red? What's going on? Let me drop a link. But I definitely want a female's opinion also, if she wants to, or anybody's opinion on this. Y'all need to tell me what y'all think. Was she wrong for doing that? Fellas, ladies, was she out of pocket for dropping a dime on her baby daddy? Should she have stayed loyal? Should she have been, you know, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because I would have to ask the question, how loyal should you stay to someone that's not being loyal to the family? Like, everybody be talking about this street code shit, but I don't see it now. I don't see it. There's no such thing as a street code. Never has been. I always hear people say there's a code to the streets, or the majority of the motherfuckers that be saying that shit, they're not even in that type of life, that lifestyle. You know, like what's going on? Shout out to Brian Snow. You did an amazing show. You and your co-host, you did an amazing show earlier.
Oh, thank you.
Tell you that, brother.
Thank you so much. There's
y'all
gonna be a change in the show because I'm gonna move the show to 6 a.m. and get a full 4 hours live and tape because I'm taping some interviews today. So I need I'm gonna need the early birds to really come through. You get an idea on a whim and you're like, fuck it, let's go for it. But I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question with this question. Where is loyalty in the Black community anyway?
Go ahead. I couldn't hear you. I heard a beat. What would you say?
Where is loyalty in the Black community anyway? Especially when it comes
there's an individual kick. Go ahead.
Especially when it comes to baby mama drama.
I'll put it like this. I don't think it has anything to do with race or whatever. I think it just has to do with ignorance and stupidity.
There's a point.
Period. Because of the fact that, I mean, when you look at this lady who's, you know, who he just posted, I mean, obviously, she know the thing is for her is a sense of security, a sense of having a roof over her head.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if she thinks that turning him in that $20,000 that she got for the reward or whatever is really going to change things, it's not. $20,000 when you got several kids gets consumed very fast.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if she had 1, 2, or 3 kids, whatever, now there's a good chance that she severed all ties for those children in the future. And what is the biggest issue aside from loyalty in the African American community is having a father somewhere in the life of the child, whether he's under the roof or not.
True.
She could have completely burnt that bridge for a child that may be 3 or 4 years old for the next 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? So what's more important? The $20,000 that you got for the short term, or the relationship that you traded in for the possible relationship between your child and the father.
I would think it would be the latter and not the former.
I'm just saying, it's like
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take the money. I'm gonna take the fucking money.
BMT, where are you located? I may have said your location wrong on the show, and if I did, forgive me.
No, I'm in the Carolinas. I'm in South Carolina area. I'm in the East Coast.
Oh, I totally got that wrong. I totally got that wrong. Forgive me for that. I just wanted to pop on here for a few minutes and show some love to the channel, to you, to this topic, to this discussion, and keep your fingers crossed that the initiative that I'm starting will get and the goal will be met, and we'll be back in the Carolinas soon.
I look forward to that. Definitely look forward to that.
And if that happens, BMT, you're one of my first calls, because I'm building a studio and I want you to come chop it up and talk sports with me, because I'm getting a good friend to talk ACC with me today later on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I definitely will look forward to that. I look forward to that.
If I may, I will put my channel and my Cash App in the comments, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Because the Snow Strong Carolina movement needs some movement. You know, I'm trying to get through, my wife's trying to get through, and I'm currently disabled. But I'm not getting any payment from the government for it. Figure that out.
Well, you know, the thing is that when you look at the southern states, and it's so affordable if you want to adjust your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what a lot of people don't understand. They say, well, you know, life is hard. Life is hard. You have to change, man. Like, you know, Carolinas, most southern states, man, you don't have to spend $100,000 on a house. You just don't. It may not be in the best neighborhood, may not be a big house, but come on, let's be real. You know, you buy a decent house, $75,000-$80,000.
Easy.
I can't live in no shanty house. I can't do it. Like,
but that's different. I'm talking about people who are complaining about not having shit or being in a position where they don't have them. Like the lady who just turned her husband in turned her boyfriend in for $20,000. Now, what are you gonna do with $20,000? Are you gonna take?
We don't know, but we don't know what she.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, BMT, is that there's lifestyle choices that people take.
True.
Okay.
Very true.
Right. And the thing is like sometimes having something is better than having nothing, because a lot of people won't compromise and say, well, I can't live here. Well, why can't you live there? Because this and that. You got to think probably 25-30% of people on welfare in the United States outside of the South, if they were to move to the South, they'd be living good.
Yeah, because it's a slower pace in the South. But this is from my experience. It's kind of a slower pace in the South. I lived in North Carolina twice, once in Greensboro and once near Durham.
Okay.
So it's kind of for me, it's kind of a slower pace, and that's, you know, my wife and I agreed on that. You know, it's one of the places we talked about, you know, being home forever. You know, when we were on our way to that.
Right.
Then COVID
it is
happened.
a slower pace. It is a slower pace.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it is, you know, because I just finished up another move. It is a slower pace, but sometimes it depends on location and where you're going, where you're moving. Like I hear people say, well, I'm going to Atlanta or I'm going to Georgia. Like, do you have a job there? Do you have certain resources there? Do you have a support system? Like, if you just can't, like, you can, like, I see people move from the north down south.
Yes.
And that's nothing unheard of. I came from Massachusetts. I moved down south. I lived in, like, you know, your money where you think, well, I can move from New York and go down to Florida. Money ain't going to run like that down there. It's not. It might get you a good wage for a few months, but after a while, now it's going to start picking up. You got to have something to keep, especially in this day and age. You got to have like the girl saying she gets $20K. Now, understand, we're living in the age where $20K ain't worth shit.
True.
A lot of people can say,
but it depends on where you're at, though, BMT.
No, we're going to be honest. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. We say it depends on where you're at. It depends on where you're at. Listen, like once you start integrating into a certain culture or society, you got to eat. You got to turn on your lights. You got to start doing shit. Unless you're living in under some underpassage of a bridge, yeah, you're gonna have to pay. Hell, does anybody know what it costs to buy land? Land is not cheap like that. I mean, depending on what kind of land you're getting, land is going up. Land is definitely going up. If you're coming down here and I walking you snow, you're gonna start seeing the Great Migration. People are leaving from certain areas. So, like everybody's saying, okay, maybe she should have kept her baby daddy. But if the nigga don't give a fuck and ain't worth a fuck, well, I guess the only usage you can get out of trash is to goddamn recycle it, put it back into the system. So I'm saying it was an ain't shit scenario. Already at the jail.
Right, but the thing is, though, my issue wasn't him as a criminal, wasn't her frustration with him, or even her financial situation. It was the fact that basically she probably burned the bridge for that child. And
see, I don't like when people do that. I don't like when people try to use the child proxy as a scapegoat. I don't like that.
But BMT, that's what she did.
No, okay. Here's the thing about it. If you're not taking care of your child, should you still have a voice in that of the implement of what's going on with that child?
True.
But see, that wasn't the point. My point was that she made it clear. She made it clear by not only her frustration on television, but also by turning him in, that she doesn't want him in her life or the child's life.
No. She understood that. She understood that. Like, hey, like you chose to rob a bank.
But that has nothing to do with after he's released, whatever, him having a relationship with that child.
Okay. Listen.
Let me step away because I got to get back. I got to get back to work here. Just took a couple minutes so I can show some support for you guys. But BMT,
thank you, Brian.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. My information's in the back chat. If you would take a moment and post it, that would be absolutely awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love you, brother. Thank you.
Take care, bro.
Like I said, and here's the thing about it. So, and I'm seeing where you're trying to get at. Like, hey, she probably could have destroyed the relationship with that child. You chose the criminal lifestyle over that of just going to get a job and actually be with your family. So hold on. Let me finish. Now, if you weren't doing shit for your children, fuck me, as she said, you weren't doing shit for your children. Now, she called him up and said, hey, did you go out there and rob a bank with Pookie? Yeah, I robbed a bank. It wasn't like he said, let me go catch up on child support. Nigga ran to rob a bank to go get some fucking money. So she was like, okay, so you already ain't taking care of your fucking responsibilities. You damn sure didn't help me out. So guess what? Police, here you go. You got a criminal. You go pick him up. I don't see a problem with her getting rid of a criminal. He was a criminal. Like I don't see.
Like I said, that's a whole, for me. That's a whole different scenario. It's the fact that at some point in time that child's gonna ask, hey, what's up with Pops?
Your dad robbed the bank. He chose the bank over being with you.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not about her. It's about the child. And like I said, when people talk about one of the biggest issues in the African American community and motherfuckers running around and acting crazy, the kids, what do they say? It's because the father's not around. The father don't have to be in the house. But you still should want the child at some point to have access to it. And then on top of that, if she turned him in, she could have took the money and just did what she did. She didn't have to go on national television and do all that shit.
I'm pretty sure they already know who she is. That's the thing about. So here's the thing about it. Do we want the criminals to be running amok? or do we want to actually get rid of these motherfuckers? Because I don't listen. That criminal that chose to sell dope and crack, and then we get these horrible stories about gangbanger was driving the street with and picked up his kid, and they both got shot up. Versus the gangbanger, hey man, stay away from your family. If you're going,
I completely understand.
Why would you want a criminal around your? Why would you want a criminal around your family?
No, like I said, I completely agree with that. I just don't agree with the fact of her, like I said, number one, taking into consideration that, okay, well, if I do turn him in, I turn him in. But going on national television and all this other shit, and then the fact of basically saying that, like, you know what, I don't care that he's not going to be involved with the child's life. And she based that on financial, the fact that he's not doing anything for the child. Like, lady, what are you doing for the child? Because obviously you needed to put it this way, if he didn't rob that bank and you wouldn't have got that $20,000, you was gonna still be in a messed up situation anyway. So $20,000 for somebody with your lifestyle and your lack of intelligence and understanding how things go in certain ways, is not $20,000 is not gonna help you.
How do you know that she has lack of intelligence? Now, okay, I'm not asking you. You're making alleged claims now. How do you know she has a lack of intelligence or anything? How do you know that she's in that low debt?
Because the thing is, because in certain situations you don't go on national television and air things like that out. If you don't have
that all the time.
So she turned him in because she needed the $20,000. Now, if he wasn't, hold on, BMT. If he wasn't there, or if he never robbed a bank, or she didn't know, she wouldn't have the $20,000. Now, she was supposed to figure out how to get the $20,000 and even more money aside from the BS. It's called life. It's called taking care of kids. It's called progress. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You see what I'm saying? So the $20,000, yeah, you got your $20,000 reward or whatever. Okay, but that's a Band-Aid. Because you're okay.
But we don't know her whole like. We're assuming that she's in a financial deficit or she's hurt.
She said she was. She said she needed it.
Okay, let me play the thing. Let's just mute up and we're gonna play. So there we go. Nowhere did she say. She just said he wasn't paying his child support, and that's way more than he would ever pay. She didn't say that she was hurting for money. She just said that's way more. Now, he wasn't paying, taking care of his kid. Now, I know it's a one-sided story. We don't know. But I don't know. Like, if you're robbing a whole damn bank.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, BMT. She's basing everything on money. Okay? Now, obviously, $20,000
what else is there for her to base it on? What else is there for her? Well, tell me what good, if she didn't say anything, what else could she go on a possible that he gonna give a shit about her and her child? Are we going on possible maybes now? Are we doing maybes?
Well,
but a maybe is you don't know. You're just guessing.
I'm basing it on her behavior and what she's saying and how she's saying it.
Okay. So should she had been quiet as kept as a mouse and not say shit?
I'm not saying that she shouldn't have. I'm saying that basically looking at what's going on is that she not only turned him in obviously because of the relationship or whatever, but I mean she showed it. I mean, like when you look at the interview, it's kind of like in a vengeful way. Like this nigga ain't shit, and I just want money, and he wasn't doing shit for me or the baby or whatever it was. Like, lady, if you knew all this and you're not goddamn stupid, why'd you have a kid with him in the first place?
You know, that's very interesting. I always hear that. Why did you have a kid with him or her in the first place? Do people always show who they truly are before the initial act, or do they start changing up after?
Oh, well, no, I completely understand where you're coming from. It's like she could have been just charmed or whatever, but that's the decision she made. I mean, she could have worked on him. She could have took the contraceptive pills. She could do whatever. But the fact is that after the fact is that you're going on television and acting like this is how I see it, and he ain't shit, whatever. Okay, maybe he's not.
So okay,
maybe he's not. But you traded in the
why I don't see a problem trading in somebody who robbed a damn bank. It's not like they were saying I'm doing this to save my kid for an organ transplant.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that, like, you have to think about, like, just like you said, people change, and that's the thing. We don't know. I mean, 10 years from now, that dude could be out of jail. Hold on, 10 years, 15 years, he could be out of jail. That kid may
he ain't getting out. They already said he ain't getting out. They already done said he's
okay. Well, whatever the case. Yeah, whatever the case. I mean, but we don't know whether that kid needs him or not. We just don't know.
And I can promise you, there's gonna be another dude that will fill in that misnominal gap. If that one nigga don't do, another person will do. That's always been a thing since the dawn of time for a lot of these scenarios or situations. Like I can promise you, a woman with a kid is not hurting to try to get a man. They are the least starved in trying to fight to get a man. Like that. That's just always been the thing. Women with kids don't hard. They're not struggling to get a man. I'm just looking at it like,
but how is she struggling for money?
How is she struggling? Okay, but if it takes two to tango, then yeah. I mean, raising a kid. I got 4 children. I just dropped some guap last weekend for a birthday party at an amusement park. A lot of people don't got it like that. I mean, a lot of people were hurting just buying kids school clothes and shit. That's why a lot of people say, I want to just do stay. I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people want to do homeschool because they can't holistically afford to have their kids go to school. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, well, they don't have kids.
They can't.
Shit, you know what I mean? Don't have kids. Yeah. Don't do nothing that you can't afford. Don't go out and get don't go out and get $100,000 house. $100,000 car when you can't afford the payment.
I agree with you on that. I agree. Don't make kids that you can't afford. Don't get in a relationship that you cannot afford. Don't get involved with somebody that you cannot understand the full-on depth of what you're getting into. But I'm also like this. If a motherfucker is actually a willing participant in their child's life, I would say you have a fair, valid argument on that one. But I mean, we don't know. We're assuming from the speculation of what she said. But if we were to pull up and start saying, "Hey, like, were you really fucking with?" I mean, it must have been very interesting that she could just call him up on a whim and say, "Hey, did you just rob a bank?" Yeah, I did. Mind you, nobody said shit when Karen throws her husband under the bus on first 48. Like, this motherfucker done chopped up 15 people on XYZ. Nobody don't second guess when Karen does it. Nobody don't second guess when Mexicans do it. Everybody snitches at some point. I can promise you there's a snitch in every culture or everything. And I mean, honestly, the mindset of the snitches get stitches shit, that's nigga talk. That is straight up nigga talk. That's nigga talk.
Well, it's a lifestyle also. You know, if you play that game of all races, if you play that game, you play that game. You play that street game, you play that street game. You know, that comes along with it. That no snitching thing is for people that are involved in their lifestyle. Obviously, if it's a civilian that get caught up in that shit and he go testify, that don't apply to them. That's motherfuckers who really.
So what about the mafia? The mafia has made a career of snitching on each other.
Yeah, but they also get chopped up when it's convenient and when they catch up who does it. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's a lifestyle. They
don't do that.
I know, but BMT it's like when you look at like when you're in Carolina, but you know, like a lot of these rappers that are going back and forth killing each other, they know what's up. You know what I'm saying?
See that a lot of them don't even live that type of lifestyle holistically. They talk it, but they're not really about that life. A lot of them is really not about that life. They don't, because a lot of shit. There's a lot of questionable stories of shit that's happened to them, and rappers dime each other out faster than anything.
All right, but my point though is that they accept that lifestyle when they shoot motherfuckers and get shot up and everything. I mean, it's a lot of that shit's mutual. Like when you look at like Chicago, a lot of the gang shootings back and forth, a lot of times that's not civilians. You know what I mean? It's just not, motherfucker. That's the lifestyle that they live. That's different than somebody that like I said, that's a civilian that gets caught up and goes and testifies. That's not snitching shit. It's for motherfuckers that are really in the streets, really out there acting crazy.
But they snitch on each other. Okay, but here's the thing. They snitch like when people try to talk about the gang shit, them motherfuckers are the biggest snitches on each other. They snitch harder. When they're looking at time, when they're looking at a sentence, they start talking. They start dropping dimes of shit. I've seen niggas get caught up in all kind of shit. Somehow they out the next day or night. Like they talk. The motherfuckers try to run that Candyland shit. You a hero. You look goofy as fuck for going to go do a 10 to 15 year bid while everybody else is on the outside of freedom, breathing, living life, fucking, having a good time, going on vacation. You stand behind bar eating gruel and nasty shit in pajama pants. Nigga, no. Y'all not gonna try to sell that hardcore shit. You're not. None of y'all on that type of lifestyle. None of y'all about that life. Y'all not. Y'all just not. Y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the nigga chose to do that shit, and I don't give a fuck who said it. If they're about that type of shit, they get what they get. She said, "Don't do the crime if you can't do the time." I said, "Damn, I ain't got nothing to say to her."
No. Like I said, I completely agree with it. I mean, if that's how she feels, fine. But don't go on television and air out your grievances and everything, because, like I said, at some point in time, that kid's going to ask for his father. And sometimes the kid's going to ask for his father.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
And then that stuff that's on television can never be erased. We don't know who's going to see it, how it's going to be used. You know, like you get a lot of kids that, you know, their parents get some kind of spotlight or whatever, and then it's just like, you know, kids are brutal when they tease. Mm-hmm. Kids are brutal with the tease. So with this case, it may not pop up, but you know, there's cases where, you know, not high priority people, excuse me, but just people get, you know, their closet gets empty, and their kids get caught up in that. Oh man, your dad was this, your dad was that, your mom was this, your mom was that. Them kids got to live with that shit, and a lot of times, you know, like they don't have that parent there to answer that for them. You know what I mean? So it's just like you got to take into consideration, man. Because let's say if that kid's 5 years old, man, 10 years goes by fast. Now you're dealing with somebody that's getting ready to go into adulthood. You know what I mean? He's going to be 15 years old. They're just fucked up right now, man. And it's not so much what she did, but it's how she did it. You know what I'm saying? You turning them in and getting your $20 is different. You turning them in and getting only $20 and then throwing them under the fucking bus. Going on television, throwing them under the bus. It has nothing to do with television. You got your fucking money. Shut the fuck up. Figure out what you're gonna do the next day. Figure out what you're gonna do the next day because $20,000 ain't shit. You know, if you don't know what to do with it, you know what I'm saying?
No. You have a very valid point. Like I said, that definitely, I get what you're saying now. Like, you did what you said. You should have just kept it quiet, got your money, and then go about your business. You didn't have to go on live.
I mean, everybody does, and that's what, honestly, man, I don't understand that in the African American community is that, like, everybody has a fucking story that needs to be told. You know, it's like you look at DJ Vlad TV and shit like that. It's like everybody has a fucking story that needs to be told. Man, shut your fucking mouth, bro. Like, you know, just, you know, not everything should be told. Not everything should be said. Just because you got a fucking mouth, mic in front of your mouth, man, don't mean that you're supposed to open it up. It's just, I don't know, man. You know, there ain't no code of silence on shit. You know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you got to think that, like, that video that she put up now, you got the Jesse Lee Petersons and what's that other motherfucker? You know what I mean? Those dudes, they gonna take it and they gonna twist it.
Right.
They're gonna twist it. And they're gonna take her face off of there and they're gonna say black people. They're gonna say, you see how black people are? You see how black people are? You see how stupid she is? She turned the nigga in and the nigga wasn't shit either. You see how she talking? She can't even talk right. Bah! You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what the motherfuckers gonna do. It's more ammunition for the motherfuckers who don't like you in the first fucking place to use.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you got your money, you got your 5 minutes ran on TV because they probably paid you, you know, another $5,000 to be on there or whatever. You know what I mean? They're gonna give you something because they got the airing rights to where they get money off every time that shit gets played. Facts. Okay. So take your $25,000 and, you know, go to South Carolina or go to Alabama and try to find you a little cheap ass fucking condominium for $40,000. Put it down there and try to keep a roof over your fucking head because you got a kid, you got some guy, you found it out to get $20,000 because if you didn't rob the bank, you wasn't still gonna have shit any goddamn way. You just got lucky. You just got lucky that he robbed the bank and you figured out that he robbed the bank and you flipped that into some money. But if the nigga just said fuck you and bounced, you would felt the same way anyway. You just like, I don't want him in my life, but I can get $20,000 while he's getting out of life any goddamn way. So you just wanted the money. I mean, keep it real. You just wanted the money because
no. I'm not. Listen, I'm not stopping. Like you're on fire. I will say that you are definitely on fire for this.
Yeah. So get
the money, get the fuck on. She could have probably did it differently, but hey, she wanted to tap in as much as she can. She probably got to look over her shoulder. If so, if not, I don't know. Definitely know that baby daddy probably definitely is holistically not fucking with y'all no more. You definitely on that. I can understand that. Hey, don't look for no TikTok video for him to ever say, "Hey, I want to see my kids." You probably got to say, "You got to just get the fuck out of there, bro." Well, other than that, you guys, we thank y'all. You know, like I said, like Datu done ripped into this one very well. I'm glad he put in his input in that shit. And that's fine. Like I said, if you want to go out there, like, you know, this ride or die shit, I have a certain level of how far this ride or die shit should be taken. And I mean, no offense, but I can understand it's something where, hey, for better or for worse, or like, you know, you my homeboy and you hit on hard times and I can help you out. But if it's some fuck shit and you already ain't doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing, bro, we're gonna have to just use your carcass for whatever needs we need, bro. It is what it is, bro. Survival.
Basically, she recycled him. Like
that's all she did. She just recycled him. You know what? If she didn't do it, somebody else was gonna do it. I could promise you, somebody else was gonna turn his ass in.
She turned him in for some. She turned him like some water bottles.
Yep. Wait, and so we'll see guys later. Y'all peace. Take care. Y'all have a good day.